not comboing them with Faithless Looting like we've seen other decks. He has 4 mulches, but other than that, he's really just using these Unburial Rites for value to get back Angel of Serenities, get back Thrag Tusks, afterboard, get back potentially Tristanis. I don't think we'll see Tristanis legend ruling each other in this matchup, but
it's possible.
It's possible. And Caleb in particular has 3 copies of Garruk Primal Hunter that I think could be really important in this match, because Saelim does not really have much at all, actually nothing at all, except for 1 Dispel in the way of counter magic. So sticking that Planeswalker could really let Caleb build an advantage that Saelim can't interact with so well.
Okay. Is that a Rest in Peace or a Blind Obedience in Salim's play?
He has both those cards between his 75. It looks to me like a Rest in Peace. It is a Rest in Peace?
Yeah, that's a Rest in Peace.
We're closer up on it, and I still can't quite tell, but
yeah,
we're going to go with Rest in Peace.
That's a Rest in Peace, and he's brought this in to deal with Caleb's reanimation portion of his deck.
Yeah, so it's going to hit the Lingering Souls and the Unburial Rites. Not as effective as it might be against a deck that was more focused on the reanimation aspect. Caleb is a little more rampy, a little more mid-rangey, but still pretty effective at, hitting multiple cards in Caleb's deck.
Wow, and Saelim missing a land drop again.
Yeah, Caleb's really pretty far ahead here between the Farseek and the land drops that Saelim has missed, and we're going to see Geist Honored Monk come down here. I think we also see a Garruk Primal Hunter in Caleb's hand. So another Rest in Peace comes down. Not a card that's great in multiples.
Could we be seeing finally the a first loss for this life gain list?
Could be, and the Garruk Primal Hunter comes down, adding a beast to the board. Caleb gets in for 6 damage, dropping Saelim to 14. And we'll see if he has a land. And he does draw a plane, so he has a Detention Sphere. There's a lot of targets, though. I'm not sure how he's going to handle this. Taking out the Garruk. So he chooses to take out the Geist. Taking out the Garruk would have left him very vulnerable to a huge hit from all those creatures next turn. And we see Caleb has another Garruk in hand and some other cards that we can't quite see. And Caleb choosing between drawing 3, using Garruk's -3 ability, or making another beast. Considering his options. He also has, I believe, what is a Gavany Township in play. With 4 creatures, that's a pretty big game, so we might see that activated before attacks to get in some extra damage.
Saelim is not long for this world. What he needs to do to get out of this, I don't see anything besides Supreme Verdict. Maybe he has one in his hand.
Yeah, and so we see the Gavany Township activated. Yeah, dropping Saelim to the point where that's exactly what he needs. It's Supreme Verdict or bust here, basically, and it does look like he has one at the front of his hand.
Oh, there's the 4th land.
All right, so he Supreme Verdicts away all those creatures, and we'll see what Caleb can follow up with. He does still have Garruk, so in pretty good shape, but a little bit of hope for Saelim.
And Saelim still facing down a Garruk. And this Garruk Primal Hunter is actually shockingly close to making an army of 6/6s should Caleb want to. Nevermore.
Okay. Well, that is also pretty good. I think Caleb will be looking to name whatever could stop his Garruk, because otherwise Garruk is gonna end the game on its own, and he does name Supreme Verdict with that.
Sittikiat Saelim has to answer several things all at once here.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up a Thrag Tusk. He may have a Restoration Angel, but that, you see that Beast token getting pumped here. So the Restoration Angel can't even block it profitably. I think Caleb actually has 2 Garruk Primal Hunters in his hand. So an endless supply of those. Angel comes down just to keep Saelim alive.
And Caleb Durward, knowing that Supreme Verdict cannot be cast, puts Saelim to one question. Do you have Supreme Verdict? A Terminus. And I do not believe there are any Terminus in Salim's deck list.
Yeah, looking at his deck list, I don't see any way for him to get around 9 6/6s. I've actually never seen or heard of Garruk Primal Hunter getting ultimated before, so this is pretty cool. And we've got a ton of stuff on the board.
Infinite Worms.
Yeah, about somewhere around 60 damage. All told. A lot more if you count those Gavany Townships. So we'll plays a couple Elves and a Farseek. And I think Caleb is going for as much damage as possible, and Salim's not interested in finding out how much damage that is.
The run ends for our dedicated life game deck. Sittikiat Saelim loses 0-2 to Caleb Durward. Caleb Durward here